everyone. Welcome to Barca News and welcome to this Christmas podcast, Christmas special, where we're gonna do things a little bit different. This is not going to be, a news podcast where we discuss Barcelona news or anything like that. This is just a Christmas live stream where A, I want to share a special message with you during these holidays, and B, I want to go over, just recap what 2025 looked like for Barcelona. And finally, see, this is just a moment for us to hang out. So I can read comments, answer your questions, and, just hang out like the Barca family that we have all become. So if you came here for news, I'm sorry to disappoint you. No news today in this podcast. But of course, I will be making videos later tonight where I will be sharing Barcelona news. So let's start, of course, with a message from me, from the channel Barca News, to all of you who have become like family to me, because of course this is the end of the year. It's the holiday season. Next week is New Year's, and next thing you know, it's 2026. So of course, always the end of the year becomes a time for reflection, where we all, like to think about where we were and think about, or at least plan ahead to where we want to be. Now, my message to you, of course, from Barca News is a message of gratitude, because I am immensely, immensely thankful for all of you who watch the videos, who join the podcasts, who join the live streams, the watch along, who drop comments, who like the videos. Because, of course, without you, this channel would be absolutely nothing. Now, it's pretty crazy to me because sometimes I see people writing in the comment section, "Thank you, Mo, for the video," or "Thank you, Mo, for the news." And to me, that's crazy, because it's like I'm the one who should be thanking you, because, again, without you, like I would say, I'm just a crazy guy screaming at his camera. So from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank all of you and wish you a Merry Christmas, and hopefully next year will be a more successful year for all of us, full of blessings and full of love and full of all your plans being accomplished, or all your goals being accomplished. Now, speaking of gratitude, of course, I think this is something that it's very, very important to live with, something to think about, because I believe, in my 35 years or 36 years of existence, that's something that I've come to learn, that one thing that's very important in life is to be grateful. I think beyond anything else, I think gratitude is definitely a game changer. Once I learned how to become grateful, I think life changed for me. Things started to change for me, because we get so caught up in life. We get so caught up in the bad things that happen, or the downs, or we look around and we get bombarded by all this social media crap and by all the marketing by companies. And we're always thinking, I want this, I want that. Why can't I have this? Why can't I have that? Why me? Why is this bad thing happening to me? Why other people have the things that they want and not me? And we get so caught up in all that we forget the most important thing, and what I truly believe is the key to happiness, which is gratitude, and just to be thankful for what we have, and thankful for this beautiful thing that we call life, because things can always be worse. And this always reminds me, of a quote by Zinedine Zidane, one of my favorite players growing up, where he said, when he was a kid, he said he cried because he didn't have football shoes, cleats, to play with his friends. And then one day he saw a man that had no feet, and that made him feel like the richest man on the world. And that's a very, very important quote that always stuck with me, because, again, it circles back to what I'm talking about, which is gratitude, right? We always think that maybe things are not going well, or that things are bad for us and that we want more. But then when you truly sit, we are so blessed. We are so blessed, because even if things are not going well, even things are difficult, at the end of the day, we're alive. And I think that is the biggest blessing. That is the best thing that can happen to us. So no matter how, and design a plan and go after those goals. And even when you fail in obtaining those goals, you're still thankful for the fact that you are alive, and that you're able to chase those goals, and you're able to learn from your mistakes and your failures, because at the end of the day, dead people cannot do that. So I think it's very, very important to always be grateful. And again, no matter how bad things are, or how bad things are going, at the end of the day, you're alive, and that's the biggest blessing of them all. And I know it's easier said than done because trust me, there have been a lot of moments in my life where I wasn't grateful because it was difficult to be grateful given the circumstances. But I think once you remember that we're alive, once you become grateful for that fact, I think your perspective definitely changes. So I just wanted to share that with you. And again, just tell you how thankful I am for all of you and for all the support you've shown this channel. And I want to wish you a Merry, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys had a blessed day with your loved ones. I hope you had a great Christmas. And if you didn't, if you're going through some tough times, because maybe you spent this Christmas alone, maybe you got some bad news, I just want to tell you, you're not alone. We're all here for you, and things will get better because life is not a smooth ride, my friend. Life is a lot of ups and downs, but that's okay because a smooth sea never made a good sailor. And it's those ups and downs that make you who you are, shape you into the person that you become. And it's that ups and downs that will teach you how to navigate life and how to become a wiser and more mature person. So Merry Christmas to all of you people, lovely people here in Barca News. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. And with that, let's recap 2025 for Barcelona. And finally, we'll do the comment section, which is really what this podcast is truly about. I wanted to do a Christmas podcast where I could just sit here, read every single comment, answer every single question. But let's recap quickly what 2025 looked like for FC Barcelona because we just ended the year defeating Villarreal at their stadium, La Ceramica. A difficult match. It was a difficult test for Barcelona given how well Villarreal were doing in La Liga and given the fact that they hadn't lost a single match in their home stadium, and we were able to get that victory. But that's not just how the year ended with a victory. It also started with a victory because I think 2025 was an extremely successful year for Barcelona. It was a year where really we turned the page. But before we start talking about 2025, we do have to rewind a little bit more to 2024 because, of course, that's when last season began, which was the new era, the Hansi Flick era, where it first began a little bit slow, right? We had 2 or 3 matches where we won by 1 goal difference. I think it was Valencia 2-1. We had Athletic Club de Bilbao 2-1, and then Rayo Vallecano 2-1. But after that, the team completely took off, and we saw what Flick ball looked like and what Flick ball was capable of. And then how Barcelona turned into a steamroller, defeating and annihilating everybody that came in their way. Starting, of course, with the 7-0 against Valladolid, 4-1 against Girona. There was the 5-0 against Young Boys, 5-1 against Villarreal, 4-2 against Osasuna. And then, of course, who can forget that last week of October where we defeated Real Madrid 4-0 in El Clásico. We defeated 4-1 Bayern Munich in the Champions League and 3-1 against Espanyol. And this team looked like they were flying. They looked like a rocket ship headed straight into success. But then, of course, came the months of November and December, where for some reason or the other, I think it was the team being overconfident. The team just simply dropped their intensity. They played those first 2 months of La Liga and came a series of bad results where Barcelona drew some matches, lost some matches. And even when they did win matches, they weren't convincing. And that, of course, became a source of concern because now the same as at the beginning of the season. Barcelona dominated that match. They played with a lot of intensity. They created a lot of chances. But unfortunately, luck was not on our side, and we lost. But nonetheless, I thought, hey, that's okay because I'm seeing the Barcelona from the beginning of the season. And lo and behold, 2025 came, and this is when I think we truly, truly turned a page because the year started with Barcelona beating Barbastro 4-0 in the Copa del Rey. And then, of course, came that Spanish Super Cup, which I truly, truly think gave the team that belief and that power and that fuel to do what they did for the remainder of the season because we started by defeating Athletic Club de Bilbao 2-0 in the semifinal of the Spanish Super Cup. And of course, who can forget the 5-2 against Real Madrid in the final. And Barcelona won their first trophy of the 2025 year by winning the Spanish Super Cup in Saudi Arabia. And I think that win is what gave the team the fuel to start flying because after that, it came a long series of great matches, starting with the 5-1 against Real Betis, the 5-4 against Benfica in the Champions League, the 7-1 against Valencia, and match after match, this team made us believe more and more. And then, of course, came the Copa del Rey final, 3-2 against Real Madrid with a late goal by Jules Koundé. The second final that we defeated Real Madrid in, the second trophy of the season. And then, of course, the 4-3 against Real Madrid in El Clásico and La Liga, sealing 3 trophies, all 3 trophies for Barcelona. And, cementing ourselves as the best team in Spain. Now, of course, not everything was happy moments because we did have the disappointing loss at the hands of Inter Milan in the semifinals of the Champions League. But I think despite that loss, it became a catapult into believing that this team is capable of winning the Champions League, because that defeat, I don't think it was a defeat where we're like, okay, yeah, no, we can't make it in this competition. It was the opposite. That loss to me, I think, cemented the idea that this team is capable of winning the Champions League. But nonetheless, we ended the season with 3 trophies. And then, of course, came this season where we came back to our stadium, our home stadium, the Spotify Camp Nou, where we're currently sitting at the top of La Liga, where we have started the Copa del Rey by winning. And even though in the Champions League, we're not doing too well after those losses at the hands of Chelsea and PSG, but I think that this team, the way they've turned things around, I think this team could go far in the Champions League. And who knows, maybe even win it. But of course, we do have a long way to improve in order to win the European Championship. Now, Barcelona in numbers in 2025 is pretty impressive. And here I took some notes, so I'm going to wear my glasses because, I'm an old man. But in 2025, Barcelona played a total of 60 competitive matches. So this doesn't include preseason matches, friendlies, or anything like that. 60 competitive matches during which Barcelona won 48, drew 6, and only lost 6 matches. So only 6 defeats in the entire 2025 calendar year. A pretty amazing number for Barcelona. And during those 60 matches, Barcelona scored 169 goals. Pretty impressive number, which makes this Barcelona's this makes it the 5th most productive calendar year for Barcelona as far as goals, with only 4 calendar years that were better than this one in the entire history of the club in 126 years of this club. And those years were 2011, 2012, 2015, and 2016. Of course, those are the prime years of Barcelona with Messi, with the MSN, Xavi, Iniesta, you name it. So this was the 5th most productive year in goals with 169 goals under Hansi Flick. Now, that's not all, because that's overall numbers in all competitions. When you look at La Liga itself, just the Spanish league, the numbers become even more impressive because Barcelona reached 100 goals in the Spanish league in 2025, only 2 short of the total recorded by the MSN in 2018. No, sorry, Messi Suarez, not MSN. Neymar was gone by then. By Messi Suarez, which was the highest year for goals in La Liga, with 102 goals. So pretty impressive year for Barcelona. Again, 3 trophies: Spanish Super Cup, the Copa del Rey, La Liga, 60 matches with only 6 defeats, 169 goals. The return to the Spotify Camp Nou. And with that, I think it's been a wonderful year. It started with a win. It ended with a win. And I'm sure that 2026 is going to be even a better year, because this team under Flick is absolutely unstoppable. And to think that this team has no resources, that's what makes all of this even more crazy. Because can you imagine Barcelona with financial resources and Flick? I mean, it would absolutely be crazy, because we have a coach that has to revert to things like promoting Gerard Martin, who nobody would have thought about that before, then converting him into a center back, putting Eric Garcia in a defensive midfield position, and all kinds of crazy things that Flick has had to done because this club has no resources. And yet we are where we are, and all thanks to our coach, who has been absolutely amazing. So successful year 2025, in my opinion, for Barcelona. I believe that next year was only going to get better. So here's to 2026, where hopefully we will continue to rack up more and more trophies. Anyways, that is all I wanted to say in this special day. Again, I just wanted to give you my special gratitude for everything that you guys have done for this channel. Just recap a little bit Barcelona in 2025. And now let's do comments and then we'll end this. And later tonight, I will be posting news videos because, as I said at the beginning of this, I'm not here to share videos. I'm just here to talk about, just 2025 in general. And again, just thank you all for everything and for all the support that you've given this channel. All right, let's do some comments and everything smart. It says, hey, Mo, all the best to you and your family this season. Keep making great videos and sharing all Barca news. Thank you, my friend. Merry Christmas to you, and I wish you the best for you and your family and for everyone watching this channel. And King Codling says, Mo, did dog eat his favorite sweet potato? Did you have your steak and your wine? I guess, Red. Enjoy your holiday. Thank you, my friend. And yes, I made... Yesterday, after the podcast, I went down, I cooked my steak. It was absolutely delicious. I had some wine, and my dog had some sweet potato. He had some sweet potato today, too, some leftover from yesterday. He still has more for tonight's dinner as well. He had a good time. He's actually sleeping right now. I don't know if you could see him. He's right there. Wait, I cannot point at things. Anyways, he's there. But yes, he did have his sweet potato, and he absolutely enjoyed it. And Herbert says, what's up, Mo? What's up, Herbert? And Bad Boy says, Merry Christmas all. Yes, Merry Christmas to all of you lovely people. And Rio Playa Barca says, Barcelona reached 35 million agreement with Crystal Palace for Maguire. Here we go. Fabrizio confirmed. I haven't seen anything about it. Let me see. Let's make sure it's a real, because bam. I don't see anything yet. I'm scrolling. Doesn't look like it, my friend. I think you got fooled. You probably saw like a fake Fabrizio page or a fake post or something. But yeah, it doesn't look like it's real. Herbert says, good news. I don't think it's news. I think it's probably some bad joke that someone posted. B4K Chema says, hey, Mo, I'm at the Rockefeller Center currently walking around New York. It's so beautiful. Merry Christmas and God bless you, Mo. That's amazing, my friend. Enjoy. I told you, New York City during the Christmas time is absolutely beautiful. It's all lit up. There's Christmas decorations everywhere, Christmas lights everywhere, Christmas trees everywhere. You truly feel the spirit of Christmas when you're in New York City. I grew up in Vegas, and it's not like that in Vegas. Plus, I don't know. I feel like, when you think about Christmas, you think about snow, you think about, gloomy, and that's just not how Vegas is. So I never truly felt the Christmas spirit until I moved out here, because it really is wonderful here in Christmas. So enjoy your stay here, my friend. I hope you have a great time. Eat lots of good food. Make sure you have some New York pizza before you leave, and enjoy. Gideon says, what's up, Mo? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. And John says, hey, Mo, it's been a while since I have been on a podcast. Had a bad experience with a Hurricane Melissa. I'm very sorry to hear that, my friend. I hope you recover, soon, and hopefully you can come out of this better and stronger. Hurricane Melissa. Actually, I hadn't heard about it. I'm Googling it right now. Oh, it hit Jamaica and Cuba. Wow. Damaged $10 billion. Wow, that's crazy. 102 fatalities, 141 injured. That's really terrible, my friend. I'm very sorry to hear that. I hope things get better for you and for everyone who has been affected by this hurricane. And Mike Valencia says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, my friend. And Herbert also wishing everybody Merry Christmas. Night Game says, Merry Christmas to you as well. We'll win everything in 2026. Amen, my friend. I really hope so. In 876, Jamrock says, we truly appreciate your work, bro. Barca. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel. And Paul says, hey, Mo, I checked out the Argentine striker who plays for Strasbourg. He's really good. I think he can be a good signing. You're talking about Pinicelli, right? Let's see. And John says, Merry Christmas to Barca News family. 876 Jamrock says, I'm Jamaican and I wish one day FC Barcelona coach come to Jamaica and help us improve our youngsters and coaches. And he has said we failed to qualify automatically, but we still have a chance. All right. I had no idea. I'm very unaware of what's going on in the CONCACAF as far as who has qualified and who hasn't. But that's awesome that you guys still have a chance. Hopefully, you will qualify to the World Cup. It's been a while since I've seen Jamaica in the World Cup. So Hopefully, you guys can qualify. And RB says, Merry Christmas, Mo. Hope your holidays are as fire as classic Barca performance. Keep the videos coming. Thank you, my friend. By the way, look, I have my Barca Christmas sweater. Yeah, that's the sweater I told you guys about yesterday. That my friend, this was before Barcelona started shipping to the rest of the world. That for the longest time, it would only ship to Europe. So if you bought anything off the website, you could only do so if you lived in Europe, which I always thought was stupid. I'm like, you're a global club. Why don't you ship to the rest of the world? But anyways, they started doing so this past summer. But last Christmas, my friend went to Barcelona and got me this sweater because I couldn't buy it online. And here we are. It's a size small. It's a little tight, but it's okay. I love it. And Herbert says, let's go. Yes, let's go. And Tarzio Chateau says, Merry Christmas, Mo. So epic to finally catch the podcast live. You doing amazing, man. All love from South Africa. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate your words and appreciate you watching the podcast. And Barca Mama, what's up? Says Merry Christmas, Mo. And Merry Christmas to all the Barca News family. Yes, Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you, Barca Mama, for always supporting the channel and always being in the podcasts. I hope you had a beautiful Christmas, and I hope you enjoyed your dinner, your family, and your gifts. Let's see. Kuram says, hi, Mo. Dude, how are you today? Hope you are well and fine. And by as Barcelona fan and as Lamine Yamal fan, I have a question for you about my favorite player, Lamine Yamal. He okay? He is fine. Replying. And one more question. Wish you a Merry Christmas, Mo, dude, from your whole family. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you too. I don't know if I understood your question. About something about Lamine Yamal. If he's okay, he's as far as I know, yeah, he's in Dubai. He's having a good time. The players are not due back until Monday. And Matamantis says sound question mark. What about the sound? Mustafa says, oh wait, some people couldn't hear me. Why is that? Huh? Let's see. Nima says, hey, Mo, Merry Christmas today. Make it 3 years since I started watching you. Wow, 3 years. That's pretty amazing. And then Mustafa also couldn't hear me, but then some people can. And Mantamantis says, I hear you now. That's strange. Did I cut out like for a while? Or did you guys, was that a problem for everybody? Like, did I cut out? Did people couldn't hear me? Because, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, wait. Here we go. Shay, what's up, Shay? Says Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, my brother. And tell your fur baby I told him Merry Christmas too. Thank you, my friend. Merry Christmas to you too, to your family, and of course, to your doggos. I hope you had a good one. And I hope your fur baby's got some very well-deserved Christmas gifts. Let's see. Nathan says, Merry Christmas, Mo. Divock Origi became a free agent. All right. Who's Divock Origi? Let's see. Bam. Boom. Beam, boom. Boom. Let's see. Divock Origi, Belgian professional footballer who plays as a striker for Lille. He is 30 years old. 30 years old. Wait, he plays in 4th division? Yeah. Where are you suggesting we sign a 4th? It was absolutely lovely. Because tomorrow is back to work. Tomorrow is back to the routine, waking up early, going to the gym, then working all day, and then videos at night. So it was a very much needed 2 days to rest. 876 says, FC Barcelona, please come to Jamaica and do some charity work. The most powerful hurricane destroyed our country. Very, very bad. I'm sorry, my friend, to hear that. I really hope that everybody affected can recover. And Kodam says, I have too much pain in my head and since 2 weeks. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. Maybe it's time to see the doctor, because if it's been 2 weeks, that could be, a little concerning. I don't want to concern you during this time, but I think it's time to check the doctor, because it's better to be safe than sorry. And Bar's mama says, making dinner while listening. It's steak and seafood night at my house. Ooh, that's delicious. My 2 favorite things. Actually, food is my favorite thing. I don't really have a favorite food. I'm a fat ass. I eat anything and everything. Even if I don't like something, I'll still eat it. But I love seafood. I love steak. I almost ate steak again today, but I was like, Mo, take it easy. You're not getting any younger. Let's not overdo it on the red meat. But I do love both. Actually, I have some salmon in my fridge right now, which I could technically cook for tonight, but I already had some quesadillas, some birria quesadillas. So I'll save the salmon for tomorrow. Let's see. And 876 Jamrock says, I have this connection with FC Barcelona. I can't explain why I love this football club so much because it's the greatest club in the history, my friend. That's why. And finally, Herbert says, too old. Who's too old? Am I too old? Oh, me. That's mean. I'm kidding. But anyways, that is all, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I just want to do a quick, just a quick podcast or a quick live stream just to recap 2025, just to tell you how thankful I am for all of you and for everything you've done for this channel. And of course, to wish you all a Merry Christmas and hope you have a blessed day with your loved ones. Eat lots of food, hug your loved ones, tell them you love them. Have a great time. I will see you guys in the news videos. I will be uploading news videos because, yes, there is news, even though it's Christmas, and some of it is really good. You're going to have to wait for the videos, though. But I will see you guys in those videos. Merry Christmas again. And as always, now and forever, Barça.